Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I read an interesting article on foxbusiness.com, written by Matt Donnell, titled, Young Americans Drowning in Credit Card Debt as Delinquency Rates Climb Near 10% in Q2. According to this author, nearly 10% of credit card balances held by Americans aged 18 to 29 became 90 or more days overdue in the second quarter. My friends, I hate to hear about this. My heart goes out to these young people who are struggling with credit card debt. I'm going to share my thoughts regarding this. When I was growing up, we had a rotary dial phone. Maybe some of you remember those. Ours was rented from the phone company. It was always painful when your finger got stuck in that rotary dial. We had a car with no air conditioning. We didn't even have power windows or power locks. There was no power seat. There was no heated seat. There were no air conditioned seats. It was simply basic transportation. We rarely went out to dinner. Once in a while, maybe for a special occasion, we might go to Ponderosa. We took glass bottles back to the grocery store to get a few cents back. We had an old console black and white television set. It had bunny ears with tinfoil on them. Maybe some of you remember those days. We never had cable television either. Nowadays, young people have grown up with all types of nice things in life, and they have become accustomed to a certain lifestyle provided by their parents. Instead of a rotary phone, some of these young folks get a new smartphone every 2 years or whenever they break it, because some young people don't want to have a case on their smartphone because it doesn't look cool. I've even known of young people who purposely lost or broke their smartphone so their parents would have to buy them the newest model. Instead of a car with no air conditioning and no power windows, some young people need a designer vehicle like a BMW or a Mercedes or a Tesla. All of these vehicles are expensive to insure and very expensive to maintain. But some young people, they'll just put it on the credit card. That's why many end up in a credit card debt situation. Some of these high-end vehicles that young people choose to purchase because they're trendy and cool, well, they're not built well and they don't last long. Now, instead of going to Ponderosa once a year for some special occasion, some young people pick up expensive coffee at the drive-thru in the morning on their way to work. And then they go out to lunch with their friends or colleagues, sometimes to an expensive, trendy place. Then, when they get home at night, they sit in front of the television set and they order DoorDash. Sometimes they don't even put the leftovers in the refrigerator for the next day. Who would want to do that when you can simply DoorDash some food the next day and charge it to the credit card? Instead of recycling bottles for a few cents, some young people are choosing to buy things that are expensive and disposable. For example, have any of you ever seen water in a can called liquid death? That's not cheap, but it looks cool. That can gets tossed in the trash, and the cost of that liquid death ends up on the credit card in some cases. Young people buy a lot of disposable stuff these days. Cell phones are disposable. After a few years, no one wants that old model. Even if you try selling it on eBay, good luck, you're not going to get much. Earbuds are disposable. After a few years, you want to get the newest earbuds with the latest technology. A lot of young people choose to purchase furniture that you have to assemble for yourself. This stuff doesn't last. After you're done using it, it usually ends up in the dumpster. Or maybe if you're lucky, you can sell it for $20, $30, or $40 on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. It's not like the old solid hardwood furniture that we had when I was growing up. Some of that hardwood furniture was passed down to generations. It was very durable. I really hate that furniture that you have to assemble yourself. A lot of it's made out of particle board, and if you're not careful when you're assembling it, you could pull one of those little metal brackets out. The particle board just falls apart. Some modern vehicles that young people choose to buy are often disposable as well. Some of these modern cars have sealed transmissions. Those are not going to last 3, 4, 500,000 miles like some of the tanks that were built in the late 90s and early 2000s. Just ask a mechanic. He or she will tell you the truth. Instead of an old wood console television set with bunny ears and tinfoil, many young people feel as though they need a 4K or 8K television set. Some people decide to upgrade every Black Friday or so. They need to have the latest television set. Some people also spend a lot of money on television streaming services because they need to watch all of the trendy shows. They want to keep up with all their friends. Growing up, we helped our parents maintain the exterior of our property, and that was really good exercise. Nowadays, young people, they wouldn't be caught dead doing that. Some folks, they have a gym membership instead, and they get billed for that every single month. Some people don't even go. They have a New Year's resolution. Maybe they go in January and February, and then they stop going. But they continue to get billed for that month after month. It really adds up. A lot of these gyms are not like the gyms when I was growing up. A lot of these fancy gyms, they have tanning beds, they have massage chairs, they have climbing walls, they have hot yoga, they have personal trainers. The list goes on, and that's often not cheap. Let's talk about shoes for a moment. When I needed gym shoes, my parents took me down to the local Kmart, and those shoes were very inexpensive, and they were not name brand. Nowadays, a lot of young people wouldn't be caught dead wearing something that wasn't trendy. People feel as though they need to have something like Nike or Balenciaga on their feet. These shoes cost a lot of money. Some people don't have cash to buy them, so they put that on the credit card. Some of these shoes are $200 on the low end. It goes up from there. Let's talk about housing for a moment. Some young folks want to live in a certain trendy area, and they will pay sky-high rent to do that. Sometimes that rent ends up on the credit card. There are a lot of apartment operators that will only accept rent payments via a credit card. Why? Because they want their money every month, and they know some people don't have it in their checking account. So they bill it to the credit card instead. Many of these apartments these days are branded as luxury apartments with stainless steel appliances and granite or quartz countertops and luxury vinyl plank flooring. My friends, growing up, we had a yellow refrigerator in the kitchen, and we had fake butcher block countertops that were made out of laminate. It was not a fancy kitchen at all, but it was functional. There was nothing luxury about it. Let's talk about expensive vacations for a moment. Some young folks feel entitled to go on vacation multiple times a year. Even college-age people feel as though they need to go on spring break. Spring break from what? When I was in college, it was so much easier than working. After high school, I worked at a factory for 2 years to save money for college. Once I started college, I felt like I was at Disneyland. I really did not need a spring break. I wish I could have gone to college year-round to get done sooner so I could get out into the workforce and start making money. A lot of young folks, they can't afford these vacations, so it ends up on the credit card. Some people can't pay off the credit card balance at the end of the billing cycle, and at a young age, they start accruing credit card debt. And with the level of interest that many credit card companies are charging these days, that can become a real problem. I have a lot of friends that made poor financial decisions when they were young. Many took expensive vacations because they wanted to go. They heard their friends were going, they felt like they needed to fit in, so they financed that with the use of a credit card. A good friend of mine, he decided to buy a Solo Flex when he was young. He didn't have the money to purchase that. So he decided to finance it. The Solo Flex company offered financing. He paid on that Solo Flex for years, and he rarely used the thing. But it was one of his debts, in addition to all the credit cards that he had. He had a difficult time dealing with his credit card debt. The best thing ever was when he decided to enlist in the Army. When he was active duty, all of his credit card interest was put at zero. He was able to make some money in the military and start to whittle away at his credit card debt. Please understand, I'm not making this video to bash on young people. I'm making this video because I want to encourage young folks to be as frugal as possible during their early working years. Set money aside for the future. Don't get into debt. Your future self will thank you. If you can't afford it now, what makes you think that you're going to be able to afford to pay off that debt later? Life continues to get very expensive here in America and around the world. I worry that a lot of young people making poor financial decisions today are going to have a difficult time in life later on. It's like when you go to these retail locations, whether it be Walmart or Kohl's or Target, and you see gray-haired people, often in their 70s, 80s, or beyond, still working. Some are doing that by choice because they want to remain active and they want to be around other people. With that said, there are a lot of Americans who can't survive on Social Security alone, so they have to keep working. They will never be able to stop working. Many will work until the day they die, and many of these older people still have student loan debt, and they have credit card debt, along with vehicle debt, and in some cases, mortgage debt. I'm sure nowadays some have buy now, pay later loan debt. You don't want to end up in that situation. You don't need the trendy shoes. You don't need the trendy workout attire. You don't need the designer coffee every morning. You can make basic coffee at home. You can pack a lunch. You don't have to go out with all your coworkers. You don't need to DoorDash food in the evening. You can make healthy food at home. And you can make a lot of food and save it for the next day and the day after. You'll save a lot of money doing that. You don't need to go out to dinner all of the time with your friends. You could invite your friends over and do a pitch-in. Everyone could bring a dish, and you could make a dish too. You'll save a lot of money, and your friends will save a lot of money. There are so many little things that you can do. Don't buy a new car. Buy a good quality used vehicle and use cash. You'll have cheaper insurance, you will have a cheaper registration, and it will likely cost you less to maintain it because modern high-tech new vehicles are very expensive to maintain, especially as they get older. In my opinion, young people should make wise financial choices when they are young. Don't rent that luxury apartment. Instead, get a modest apartment and get some roommates. You can split expenses with roommates, and you can invest all of the extra money that you're saving every month, and your future self will thank you. You can build up a large nest egg in short order if you do this. You can have some financial security as you get older when a lot of your friends won't. From my perspective, that's the smart thing to do. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. I just worry that this trend of credit card debt is going to continue here in America and likely get worse. That's not a good situation for anyone. I'm curious what you folks think about all this. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.